So, Ana Rosa, lovely to see you again, far away. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm good.
So, that's great. So, we're up for another mindfulness practice. So, dear teachers, I hope you've watched Ana Rosa do her mindfulness practice for second grade. Thank you for taking care of myself. Or thank you for taking care of me is the title, really.
Yes, that's
So,
right.
Ana Rosa, what can you tell us about it? And this is second grade. So, I suspect that one of the teacher's concerns will be how do you make sure that these second graders whose English is not very good, they're only acquiring it, won't be totally bored and won't, disconnect? And how will they really understand what you're talking about in the practice? So can you maybe go into that a little bit for our teachers?
Yes. For lower elementary, what we do is that before they do this mindfulness practice, they have an exercise in which they are exposed to the language and vocabulary that they will be listening to in the mindfulness practice. So in this case, we have a timeline in which the teacher creates a timeline with the help of the students since the day they were born and what they have been doing and learning, or what their parents have been doing for them. Like maybe they fed them, or learning how to walk, learning how to eat with the spoon and the knife. So sorry, not knife,
Fork.
but fork.
Fork.
Yes. So yeah, we do have an exercise before the mindfulness practice in which they are exposed to this target language, so that when they actually do the practice, they're able to understand or recognize most of the words that they're listening to.
And also, of course, one of the brilliant things is we offer it to the teachers, but the teacher will adapt that activity depending on the needs of her students. So what's very important is for the teacher to read the mindfulness practice or to listen to it beforehand, because all our mindfulness practices are taped. There's audios.
Yes.
You did a real one. You didn't have to do it with the audio, but most teachers will use the audio in our program. So it's very important for teachers to listen to it beforehand and figure out what do her or his students need to know, or what vocabulary, so that they front load that vocabulary in some way. And we offer suggestions for that, right?
Yes, that's right. It's essential.
That's right.
That they do that.
Yeah, right. And then, okay, so then the kids finish, and then what happens?
Okay, so they finish and then they go to their journal. This in the page that they are going to work on, they have to actually write the name of the person they thought about when they were doing the mindfulness practice. So it's a way for them to land what they learned about themselves and their life in the journal. And then they have to select an emoji which represents how they felt during the practice, and also how that person makes them feel. Their knowledge or what they learned, it has closure.
Mm-hmm. And also, I would imagine that choosing the emoji and talking about the person that they thought about during the practice also generates conversation in a very natural way. Now, you have been a teacher in second grade. You were telling us in one of the previous conversations we had. How does this work in real life? Because many teachers, again, are saying, why do I do this? It's not going to really help my kids with English. It will be fine for their insides and fine for their mindfulness and their just calmness in the classroom. But how does that work in helping these little children, grade 2 children, to really improve their English?
Okay, well, I have the Well, I firmly believe that everything is connected. So in one sense, yes, they're going to be working on their emotional side, but they are also acquiring lexical chunks that they will be able to use during the class and during their everyday life. So and this is how mindfulness helps the language. It's not only a tool for their emotional side or their emotional development, it's also a tool for them to be exposed to different language, even a different vocabulary that they are exposed to in a normal class. They will be listening to and using and learning words that maybe in a normal English class they wouldn't be exposed to. So this is going to widen their minds and how they see the world. So in a real class, I think this is key. The way that they expand their minds with mindfulness practices is key, so that they can see it as a tool for or to express themselves, like we've talked about.
Absolutely, yeah.
Communication is the key.
Absolutely. And what is interesting is that even if they probably don't understand every single word in the mindfulness practice, as they probably won't, that doesn't matter. They are being exposed to good English, and that's also very important.
Yes. And
yes,
something that I wanted to say really fast is that there will be some frustrated kids sometimes when it is difficult for them to understand. But then as the lessons go on and they practice or they listen to more mindfulness practice, they will get better and they will realize that they are actually learning and understanding those words now.
Absolutely. And that's based on your very concrete classroom experience,
yes.
Isn't it? Absolutely. Wonderful. Ana Rosa, as usual, thank you so much. And next week we're going to do, I believe, a yoga practice for preschool. Is that right?
Yes. Well, yes. Some yoga positions.
Yes, that's right. Some yoga. That's right. More than a yoga practice would be some yoga positions and breathing, I would imagine, that yes. You and I both know how important it is. Again, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the week, and thank you so much for talking to the teachers and teachers. If you're listening to us and you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write to us. We'll be happy to address any concerns you have about the Be Mindful program. Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye,
you,
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.